What's going on, YouTube? How's everybody doing tonight? I'm hoping everybody is having a great 2019 so far. For me, I feel like I'm living my best life right about now. Today, went to the range to shoot some video for a Gen 4 19 that I got, that I did some trigger work on. I replaced the trigger with an Apex trigger. Wanted to get some footage for it. Went there and saw that they had a Glock 43X and a Glock 48. Tried to buy it. They told me I couldn't buy it till Monday. Some deal with Glock that they can't do it. So I was like, all right, too easy. Come out, some guy's buying one. So I'm like, okay, he's buying one. Why can't I buy one? So they told me, okay, you can buy it, but you can't take it home till Monday. Too easy. All right, so I'll pay for the gun. Said come back Monday, fill out the background check, take the gun home with me on Monday. Not a problem. After that, go home, get a message from a gun store that I was at today. They said, hey, we got Glock 43Xs and Glock 48s. If you want to buy one, take it home today, go ahead. So I contacted them again and let them know what the other place said. So long story short, I ended up taking home Glock 43X. All right. After I bought it, went and put about 100 rounds through it to see how it shoots, and this is a pretty good shooter. It shoots similarly to the Glock 43, but it has a little more grip because of that longer frame, and it feels much better in the hand. So let's go over to the tabletop, take a look, talk about the Glock 43X. All right, so here we go with a quick unboxing of the Glock 43X. Okay, so pretty much standard Glock box. What you get is, of course, you get your firearm cleared. You get a cleaning brush, a magazine, a speed loader, a locking thing, your documentation, and the cleaning brush holder. All right, so what is the Glock 43X? All right, in essence, the Glock 43X is a hybrid between the newly released Glock 48 and the Glock 43, with the capacity going from the standard 6-round magazines of the Glock 43 to 10 rounds of 9mm. All right, so over the years, the Glock 43 has pretty much held its own until the SIG P365 came out with its magical magazine and double capacity and a smaller gun. So this is Glock's attempt to increase the capacity while trying not to change the concealability of the Glock 43. Over the years, people have been asking Glock to come out with a slimmer mid to full size 9mm pistol. So I think in this term, Glock listened to everybody. Let's take a look at the Glock 43X over some of its competitors. All right, with the Glock 43X, the Glock is trying to fill the niche that it already has with the Glock 43. This is niche of slimlined, single stack magazine capacity firearms, right? All these weapons here have been cleared prior to this part of the filming. So you have your Glock 43X, your Glock 43, your SIG P365, your Walter PPS, your Springfield XDS, and your Springfield M&P Shield. I also have out here a HKVP9SK because it does have a 10-round capacity at a double stack. So it's closer to a Glock 26 size, but it's similar in the category of concealed carry for that the Glock 43. So overall looking, the length of it is 6.50 inches. The slide length is 6.06 inches. The width is 1.10 inches. The slide width is 0.87 inches, and your overall height to include your magazine is 1.26 inches. Now, comparing that with your Glock 43, your Glock 43 has an overall length of 6.26 inches. a slide length of 6.06 inches and overall width of 1.06 inches and a slide width of 0.87 inches. So the slides on the 43X and the regular 43 are pretty much the same slide. So the difference is just this width on the frame. I believe the width on the frame of the 43X is about 1 millimeter thicker. So that calls for the magazines of these guns to not be compatible. All right. So this magazine is just a little bit thicker. So this the 43X magazine will not go into 43, nor will the magazine go into the from the 43 to the 43 X-ray, or from the 43 X-ray. All right. So the closest competitor, Glock built this gun to compete with the P365, right? So for the P365, the overall length of the P365 is 5.8 inches with the width of 1 inch, overall width of 1 inch, and a height of 4.3 inches. So I believe that 4.3 inches is without this mythical, magical magazine that they fit 12 rounds in. So this magazine has 10 rounds. This 12-round magazine is just a little bit wider, but it's angled differently. You see how magic that SIG performed to get that in there. Now, if you're looking at some of the other guns, right, the Glock compared to the PPS, you know, the PPS, I believe this is 7 and 8 round magazines. The Glock is just a little bit taller. They're roughly about the same length. If you look at the P365, the P365 is a lot smaller than the Glock 43X. The Glock 43 and the Glock 43X are in essence basically the same gun, right? The biggest difference between these two firearms are the frame length and width. So the slides are interchangeable between these guns. Slides will fit from the Glock 43X to the Glock 43, and vice versa, but the magazines will not fit. And also, I have this holster from MSR Kydex that the owner over there made for me, and they actually fit. So this is a 43 holster, and it actually fits on the 43X, which is a good thing. There is some interoperability between both of these pistols. For concealed carrying it shouldn't be a problem because the holsters for the Glock 43 fit the Glock 43X. In my impression of this firearm shooting it, you know, for me it shot just like the Glock 43 with the exception of the grip. You know, I actually get a good purchase on here because I can actually grip this gun without having to go buy a magazine extension, which makes it roughly about the same size. So, firing the first 100 rounds from this gun, one of the first issues, I did have one issue with this firearm. So the issue I had was trying to put the magazine in. I had to give it a little extra push in order to get it to seat down. That happened the first 2 magazines that I that I fired with, but after that I didn't have any more problems with this gun. Grouping was pretty good. The manageability and recoil felt a little bit better because you have this extra grip right there. So the manageability and firing of it was a lot better than just this one without the magazine extension. So get over to your local gun store if you're interested in one and check it out and see how well they shoot, and go ahead and buy you one. Finish on this gun is the same NDCL coating that the Gen 5 Glocks already have. The difference between this one and a regular Gen 5 is it kind of feels a little gritty. To me, it kind of feels like a Cerakote more than an NDLC coating. So doesn't look like it's going to wear that much, but to me it just feels just a little rough compared to the Gen 5 black NDCL coating. This is new for Glock. It is outside of their box. You know, Glock has been known to be called the Apple of firearms manufacturers because of the designs of their firearms. Really, in essence, they're evolutionary, not revolutionary. This firearm, over the past couple of years, Glock has come out with some somewhat different firearms with the Glock 19X, the Glock 45, and now the Glock 43 and the Glock 48, you know, with the front side serrations, with coming out with different colored coatings instead of your normal black coatings or that Glock is also known for. Its design to me is more of a evolutionary design of what they've already come out with. But we all know that Glock makes great firearms, and they're reliable and dependable. And, you know, the first shot I fired out of this, I didn't even oil the gun up. You know, I just shot it, or shot the first magazine without even putting oil on here anywhere. It didn't have anything on the barrel, nothing. I said, you know what? It's a Glock, so it should shoot. Afterwards, I did oil it up on a third magazine, but this is it's a pretty good shooter. I think that anybody is interested, you should go out to your local gun store and take a look at one. And if your range has one, go shoot it. We're gonna move back up to the desk. We're gonna talk about some a few shooting impressions, and that's it. So the overall impression of the Glock 43X is that this is a very good shooter. All right, it's great for personal protection, self-defense, concealed carry, and it points good. It points just like a Glock 43, but it gives you that little extra surface to grab onto, which helps mitigate some of the recoil from my shooting experience with this firearm. So it didn't have the pop and kick like the Glock 43 without the magazine extension, and it was a straight shooter. I was getting like 1.5 inch groups with this. I'm going to switch out the sights here in the next couple of days. And when I do get a chance to conceal carry, I'm going to start conceal carrying this week. I just wanted to make sure today that it fired the way I expected it to fire. And it is pretty much a great gun. So go check one out. If you get a chance at the range, go shoot one, talk to your gun dealer, get one. So I'm just gonna go on a quick rant. So the Glock 43, you know, people hated it when they first saw it. You know, social media, you get out there, you see guys talking crap about, you know, what is this crap the Glock is giving us? You know, that's your opinion. You have that opinion. But there are others out there that, in essence, this is what they were looking for, right? They wanted a little bit longer grip with that thin profile and the shorter barrel. It's perfect because this is exactly one of the things I would look for. Single stack pistols is where it's at. So I also believe that with the whole hype that the SIG P365 had last year, that the Glock 43X is going to have. They're going to be hard to find in dealers. People that complained about the Glock 19X, you know, Glock, they don't release numbers, but they did say that they sold over 1 million Glock 19Xs since it's been in production. So this has a possibility of meeting that, but I think Glock did a great job with this gun. I'm pretty sure that Glock is not going to have the same issues that SIG had with the P365s. If you liked the video, please leave a comment and like and subscribe below.